Hello everyone, Malphite here, and today I want to talk about the KC new roster. We finally got it confirmed that Yike will be part of this roster, and so the roster is finally complete, and all the KC fans now know who all their players are. And I just thought, since I'm doing this for every team, it's only natural, and I have to do this as quickly as possible for KC, especially because their fan base is very, very huge. So it can get me those nice sweet views. But obviously, I'm gonna go player by player and just share my thoughts about this new team. And so if you do not know some of these players, I'll try to introduce them and talk a bit about them, share my thoughts. So obviously, this is the news that Yike got signed into the team, which is very, very huge, but more about that in my other video. But let's start with Kana. So obviously a very, very famous player, 24-year-old Korean, South Korean. He used to play in SK Telecom /T1 for quite some time, and then has been playing in some other LCK teams before joining K Corp, which everyone was surprised. No one expected this move, but it happened, and Kana, a very, very strong top laner, now playing for K Corp in the LEC, and they managed to lock him in for one more season. And this is huge news because this player is very, very strong. So, followed by a great top laner, and we now have Yike. I don't think this guy needs an introduction. He's been very, very huge jungler, part of the G2, and although he, in my opinion, was the worst member on that roster, he was still really good. The question is, now that he's part of this KC roster and is no longer part of the G2, the miracle roster, the roster that won it all, the best roster on the paper, how will he actually perform in this roster, right? And this is something that I personally am very excited about, and I want to see how he will perform and what he can show us being on this roster. And so this is, the big signing, the big news. But let's look at the other players. Vlady. So Vlady obviously promoted last year from K Corp Blue. Now a very young rookie mid laner for KC in the LEC. And many people are very happy about this because he came after Saken, and he showed so much promise. He was already so much better, and the roster was a lot more functional. So now that we have Kana instead of Cabochard, we have Vlady instead of Saken, and we are getting, finally, Callis. This guy was supposed to be promoted already last year, but instead we got upset, which in my opinion was actually pretty good on the roster, the best performing player throughout the year, definitely on that roster. But now we're getting Callis, and this is the golden egg, or the golden goose, or whatever, the star player of K Corp, of Carmine Corp in the LEC, and we're finally going to see this guy. Everyone was saying this guy is the best AD carry. He couldn't play in the league because he's such a young, promising talent, but then they raised the age of playing to 18 to have some, so they could run some ads regarding gambling and whatnot, which is a bit of a shame. But now is finally the year when Callis can come into LEC. And what a roster is he joining? A former LCK star in the top lane from T1. He has Yike, a star jungler from G2. And he is alongside in the solo role, mid lane, AD carry, the two big carry roles against his rookie partner from the KC Blue. And so now they're together in the new roster. The only question mark for me is Taramas. And so we know this guy, he has been support on many teams in Europe, and every time he joined a team since he came to Europe, he always made the team worse. Now this is not to try to discredit Taramas. I believe he's a good support. When he was in the academy, he was doing really well with Callis, and now they're rejoining. So this bot lane, they already played together, they like playing together, they were really good together. And this is one saving grace for Taramas, because it just seems like he might be the one support for Callis. the bot lane duo together might be able to achieve actually a lot. And so Callis is the best partner currently that I can think of for Taramas in the bot lane, because everyone else I saw him play with, including Flacket and Upset, it just wasn't it, right? Like the roster was really bad and people are calling for replacements and so on. And so if now it's going to look bad with Callis after the time they spent apart and playing with different players, then I don't think anything can help Targamas, and even the KC fans are going to call for his replacements. So I really, really hope that that's not going to happen and then this guy can save his career. But aside from Targamas, this roster is absolutely insane and definitely could potentially be a contender. I do not think they're going to be the best from the get-go, but I sure definitely believe they can get there. But most importantly, I'm actually looking forward to what you guys think, especially you K-Corp fans. How excited are you about this? This is only the second year that your team is in the league, and already having such a strong competitive roster, that is just something insane. So let me know what you think about this roster in the comments. Please subscribe to me. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers ASAP. Hit the like on the video. It's going to help me a ton. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.